Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to another day of Color Craze. And today has us using kind of a rainbowy kind of color scheme. And I really like these colors, and I'm curious to see what MK would do because I think these are a little bit more my style than her style, maybe. But I'm really excited to see what she will do. So I'm embracing those bright colors, and I'm using this paper from Pink Fresh Studio. I've got these 3 photos of Noah in the summertime. He is washing his car. Um, and so I just thought it was super cute, just that he's out there. He's got a hose, he's got some dish soap. He is supervised. Don't think he's not supervised with the soap, but he's out there giving his car a wash. And so I wanted to document that. So I pulled out some colored pieces of paper. They are not, the green one is kind of a solid cardstock, but that pink one is an offcut of a rainbowy kind of a paper, and the blue one is definitely not a solid. So these are not really solid papers with the exception of that green one. And anyway, I'm trying to layer up some stripes, some wonky stripes, but I'm just kind of playing with it, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And that's kind of what happens sometimes when you're working on a layout. You're not entirely sure what you're going to do with it, but you kind of play around, and eventually it comes together. So I had that corrugated bright red paper, and it's not a true red. It's kind of a little bit, I don't know, it's got a little bit of like a coral color to it, but I'm using that as my red. And I knew I wanted to rip that, and these other pieces that I have cut wonky, I'm going to end up distressing them. I wasn't sure at the time what I was going to do, but that's what I end up doing. And they're not going to go on the side like that. I'm going to layer them up at the bottom. That's what I end up with, and deciding that it works best. So I couldn't find my distress tool, which actually worked out better because by using my scissors, I didn't actually wrinkle up the top. I just took the top layer of paper off so that it has a white edge. And I really like the way that it looks a little bit better for this layout. Now, sometimes I really do want my edges to be kind of grunged up and torn and stuff, but in this case, I just wanted that white edge on everything. And so this worked out really well in this case. And I think the white edge really just adds to the way that those are layered up. It's sometimes with the papers right next to each other, I don't know, they don't look as bold. And so in this case, that white edge kind of gives that definition to them. And so I'm just kind of playing with how I want these. Now, I don't want the red and the green next to each other because that felt like Christmas to me, but I also kind of want the yellow and the red separate from each other because they have more of a pattern, if you will, because the red is corrugated, and the yellow definitely is a patterned piece of paper. So here I go with all of them at the bottom, and I do believe the green and the red end up next to each other, so I decided to go ahead and embrace that because I think that that's less, I don't know, it looked better than the yellow next to the green. I'm not really sure. But I knew I wanted the yellow and the red separate from each other, like I had mentioned, and this was like the best way to get them on there. Otherwise, the red would have been right next to the pink, and I didn't want it next to the pink because it's too close in color to the pink, or maybe it clashes a little bit more. It just didn't look as good. So here we go. This is what I end up with, and I decided to go ahead and layer all of those pieces up without putting them on my paper to start with, because I don't know how much room I need to leave. And so what I do is I end up cutting off as much as I can on the bottom so that my layers are pretty narrow. So I like how that looks, and it kind of makes me think of a road, which is what I decide to go ahead and use it as. So I'm going to fussy cut out that car that you see on that sticker that says honk honk, and I'm going to use the truck and trailer that's up on the upper right hand corner of my layout there, down on my makeshift road. And so I do like how this comes out. I'm kind of embracing the really childlike nature of this layout. I don't always use a lot of themed items, but in this one I decided to go ahead and just go with it. And sometimes that's what you got to do. So I went ahead and cut out this car. I apologize that that is kind of off camera. Sometimes when I'm fussy cutting, I pull my arms closer to my body because trying to fussy cut when you're like way out of in front of you so that the camera can get it. Makes it a little bit more difficult and you don't get as good of lines. And I can't see as far away fussy cutting with my arms outstretched. So that is why a lot of times when I fussy cut, you don't get to see a lot of what I'm doing. So I do know that I want to use that piece that says just another summer day, because that's what this was. It was in June, and it's just another day playing in the yard. And I am going to use the little piece that says honk honk that was left over from that sticker with the car on it. And I'm going to start just playing with areas that I want, or the areas that I want to put those stickers in. I thought I might use that piece that says boys will be boys or the enjoy outside, but they don't make it on the layout. I will end up using those for some other layout, I'm sure. I do remember that there is backing on this sticker. It's not a die cut or anything, so I had to go ahead and pull that backing off. And I do think I am going to use that piece that says summer as a banner across the top, and that's probably going to be where my embellishment area, or my journaling area is going to be. So this green piece that I'm playing with, it says crawling ... on the move. I'm going to use it, but I'm going to cut the crawling off. I'm just going to use the part that says on the move. And sometimes when you have stickers, you might need to cut them up. You might need to adjust them to make them fit. I didn't use a lot of the baby-ish stickers that I had when he was much smaller, just because I don't know, they were very themey to me, and so I didn't end up using them. But I am using them here and there in other areas and making them work with my layouts. So I have this piece that says on the move. It's going to get tucked under where it says summer. And then I pulled out this sticker book. It is a baby sticker book from Hobby Lobby. And I tried to pull out ones that, stickers that were universal, or they weren't super babyish and they weren't car related or anything like that. So I start with the piece that says honk honk, and that was from that other sticker that had the red car on it. And then I'm just going to pull out stickers and make a big column of stickers to the left of all the photos. So the pink one says cutie pie. I'm going to pull out that one with the clouds that you see there. I'll pull out one with a gray one with hearts. Most of them don't say anything on them. The yellow one, actually, I guess they do. The yellow one above the chipboard piece says my sunshine, and then the blue one says hello. And then I'm going to also pull out a couple of tiny phrase stickers. One at the top is going to end up saying perfect day, and the one at the bottom will say fun in the sun. And I just really like the way that this column is coming together. And I know that's putting quite a bit on this layout. So in that case, I decided not to put quite so much over under where it says summer at the banner at the top. I kind of left that area a little bit more simple because there's already a lot going on. But I think it all works out in the end. It doesn't look overly done. I don't add sequins or enamel dots or anything like that. I just kind of let it be a little bit more simple because, like I said, I already have a lot going on. I do want to make sure that there is an equal amount of gap between each of these stickers, and that's what I'm kind of lining up right now. And I also want to be sure that they're staggered, so I don't want them to be, two that are next to each other, like lined up, and then have one that's off-centered. So I'm just trying to stagger them enough, but I still want them to overlap the photo a little bit. And so that got a little bit tricky with that one that says cutie pie. It's barely on the photo, but it is on there. And I couldn't really make it go any more right because then it would be covering up the car that Noah is washing. But by moving it as far left as possible and moving the gray one a little that's right under it a little bit more right, it worked out okay. And then I went to one of my sticker books. It's like it's either, I don't know if it's the Amy Tangerine or which sticker book that one was in, but it's from one of the big sticker books. It's just that little blue banner that I ended up putting right above where it says on the move so that it didn't look so alone over there by itself. And I'll probably end up putting the date on that sticker. I don't actually do that on camera, and I didn't do my journaling on camera either. This little this little car sticker, I tried to get it on there, but it doesn't make the cut. So I did play with it a little bit and I tried to make it work, but no, it doesn't make the cut. And then here I am again with that same sticker book. Maybe And I'm going to go ahead and pull out 2 of those stickers to create my journaling area under where it says summer. And it's interesting, those stickers don't stick well together because I tried to get them to stick to each other so that they were lined up how I wanted them and then put them down, but they kept coming apart and not really sticking together. So I ended up using my liquid glue to adhere them together before I stuck them onto the page because they were not, I couldn't get them lined up straight up and down and overlapped and underneath the where it says summer so that they all would stay where I wanted them without having them stuck together. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. While I work on that, I'll remind you to go check out what MK has done. Again, I'm really curious to see what she does with this color scheme. I'm really having a lot of fun with this, and I think that she is as well. So go see what she has done. I will put the link for her channel down below. And I thank you again for watching and sticking with us through this series. I did get some good feedback that you guys are enjoying this series, so maybe we'll do this again in the future. I don't know. It might be kind of exciting. So there is my journaling area, and then these little star stickers that are on that same page in that same sticker book, I'm going to use those as kind of like my confetti pieces and just leave it very simple. So I kind of stagger those throughout my column and put a couple over in the journaling area, and then I call it a day. So here are the close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. Questions or comments, as always, can go down below, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would love a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, thanks for sticking with me, and thank you for choosing my channel to watch today. I know there's a lot of options out there, and I appreciate that you chose mine. See you guys again soon.